this is most important because the key in any scene is conflict. And there is a difference between conflict and irritation or inconvenience. No, I'm serious. A lot of people mistake irritation or inconvenience for conflict. Conflict is when two people desperately want two opposite things and they're going at each other to get it. And if we have time, hopefully I'm going to want to play one of the scenes from Michael Clayton. Just a really scene that jumps off the screen. And it's so clear what the conflict is. This particular story has some excellent potential for conflict. And it utilizes some of it doesn't. What's the dramatic question? Usually the dramatic question is who's going to win. But sometimes it's something else. Is it the driver of the scene or the person who's opposing the driver? Character arc. Does the character change over the course of the scene? Usually this is the main character that you're following. Necessary exposition. Generally, you need to ask yourself at the beginning of the scene, you have to get information out to tell a story. Most writers think that their whole goal in life is to get information out in telling the story. Your goal is not to get information out. Getting information out is a necessary evil. It basically slows the story down. What you want to do is you want to get it out in a way that people don't know you're getting it out. You're getting it out through conflict or other ways. And the thing about it is the goal is to pare your necessary exposition in a scene down to the bare minimum. You can get maybe 1, 2, at the most 3 points out in a scene. And if you get that out, you're doing real well. Everything else, kind of like a tree. You can have one stem to the tree. Maybe you can have a branch going out this way. That's about it. Then you can have a couple little minor branches going off here. But those things that go off, people can forget those. You can lose those. And there's information that's not necessary. The scene will survive without it. If you try to pack a scene full of information and exposition, the scene will die and bog down. So you need to figure out what is the bare minimum amount of information I need to get the scene out.
Is this the obligatory scene?
No, every scene has necessary exposition.
Oh, okay.
The obligatory scene is the one that sets up the whole screenplay.
Also known as the call to action.
The call to, well, it could be that, yes. Tell the story through the visuals. What you want to do is you want to try to tell the story through what's happening visually. Rather, actions, preferably actions, sometimes looks, but not too many significant looks. You get writers who write something. She had a moody look that told you that she was really, really hurting inside and wished that her son would come back. What actress can play that?
Jen Gotten.
Significant looks. You can't. You give characters actions, and I'm going to show you some things in these other scenes where those come through. Atmosphere and mood. This basically gives the scene. It's like having a stereo speaker system. Instead of just having one thing, you're getting a mood. You're getting a feel for the whole thing that's going on. Ambiance, mood, whatever. So the dramatic structure is 3 things: setting up, building, paying off. Paying off is like climaxing, and then basically reflecting back on what's happened.
Payoff.
Setups, payoffs. Setups, payoffs. Setups, payoffs. That is what drama is about. And you do it in editing, you do it in writing, you do it in directing, you do it as an actor. And basically, what else do I want to say? So basically you need to know who drives the scene, who opposes the person who drives the scene, what's the dramatic question, and it also helps to know why this person is motivated in driving the scene. You know, again, it gets back to the 3 basic questions for a screenplay. Who's your main character? What do they want? Who's keeping them from getting it? If you remember nothing else but that, you'll be far ahead of most writers. Okay, I'm going to pass these out. This is the information.